You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network proudly presents to you It's Tuesday Night Flight. This is the night where we come back and recap the weekend. We're going to show you a little bit of everything and a little bit of anything. We got a snub that just happened. We got a situation where we got somebody named the coach. We got somebody named to the Pro Bowl, and I don't know if we should have this guy in the Pro Bowl, but it might only be because of attrition, not because he's an addition. With that being said, also, we got the games from this weekend to recap. We got the new debut of the Jack Carr basketball top 10. And then I also see the boss man lurking, so I don't know if he's jumping in with us or not. But with that being said, I'm the Midnight Rider. That's the big guy, KG. In the background, we got the Gentleman Jack. And then, of course, on the side, we got the boss man B. And with that being said, Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, Tuesday Night Flight. That's your host. So I'm going to let him do the thing that he does the most, and that is host the show.
Oh, man. Welcome. It is wonderful that everybody's here. Gentleman Jack had to get his gear right. So the gear had to get right.
KG, I was looking for a certain hat, and I'll mention it in the top 10 later on, what hat I was looking for.
All right. But as was told, we got a show that's chock full of goodness. We got a lot of NFL, and then we're going to switch over and go to some college basketball for the first time this season. So without further ado, and the Midnight Rider alluded to the boss BJ in the back, lurking around. He don't need to lurk no more. Joe Brady is in Buffalo. Joe Brady's 36 years old. He's that young guy, that Midnight Rider you was talking about, the young coordinators. And those guys coming up. He was a linebackers coach at William & Mary, graduate assistant at Penn State, offensive assistant at New Orleans, passing game coordinator and wide receivers coach and at LSU. So you know what he can do with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and all those guys that came out of there. He's been with the Bills since 22. He's been the quarterback coach, interim offensive coordinator in 23. Took over the offensive coordinator role in 24 and 25. Now they promoted from within. Doesn't have really a long list of awards, just a national championship in 19. Also won the Art Browse Award for top assistant. So I'm going to toss this over to one of our resident Buffalo Bills fans, the boss BJ. B. We can't hear you. You got no sound.
What about now?
You good now?
There you go.
Okay. I had the ultimate. I got two mics. You know, the boss I gotta check myself.
Oh.
But real quick, I'm gonna only take a minute of y'all time. I believe this. I don't agree with the hire. I thought Buffalo should have went a veteran, even if that was Brian Daboll, somebody that's already ran a team. That's somebody that knows how to control 53 men. And this is Joe Brady's first time doing it. You know, of course, he sat behind Sean McDermott doing it. But I think this was a 2-year window for Brady and Brandon Beane, because Brandon Beane led the search. So this is a 2-year window. This team is Super Bowl or bust, not AFC Championship, not AFC East, not 12 wins. Nobody cares about that. They're talking about Jim Leonard. I think he's the defensive pass game coordinator for the Broncos coming in. He was a former Buffalo Bill. I like that. And let me remind everybody, the problem with the Buffalo Bills the last 6 years in the playoffs has not been offense. It's 32 points a game in the playoffs allowed by your defensive-minded head coach. And something came out today, and I don't want to take up too much time. or yesterday, somebody asked Jerry Hughes why he didn't re-sign with the Bills, and he said it was because of Sean McDermott and the prevent defense in that 13-second, I believe it was 13-second game. He didn't feel like that was appropriate, and a lot of things are coming out now about Sean and blaming his assistant coaches for that game and telling them to figure out what happened. But he overruled the squib kick. He wanted a touchback. He overruled the defensive calls, which put them in prevent, which allowed Kansas City go down the score, kick a field goal, rest is history. So we'll see how this is. I think Joe Brady has to evolve on offense for, and I think that'll help if they get a receiver in the room. So 2-year window. This is Brandon Beane's job. This is his job on the line. If they win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen, MVP, I don't know what to tell you. It's over. I mean, this is his chance. So we'll see. I don't agree with the hiring. It is what it is. Time to close the door, move forward, get a defensive coordinator in here. Now you got to figure out who's going to be OC, and maybe they can cook some things up. No pun intended. You got one of the best backs in the league. I think Brandon Cook should come back. Curtis Samuel, cut him, and go from there. You got to definitely add some talent, but I hate to say this, but the receivers are least worried, at least in my words. They need to go get an edge rusher, and they need to go get cornerback help. That's what the Buffalo Bills need. That's what they need to focus on. You can address the wide receivers in free agency, but that's all I got, guys.
Okay.
I'll toss it to you guys. I'll go last. Midnight Rider, if you have anything to add, Jack.
Nah, I'm cool with what Boss Man said. I was anxious to hear what Boss Man said. I like the in-house hiring, though. I do like that, but I agree with Boss not having the experience of running a squad. Yeah, of course he was behind McDermott, seeing how a squad is run. But yeah, I can see what BJ means by, wanting veteran leadership. But I think this cat's going to be fine in Buffalo. That's just my opinion, bro. So, Midnight Rider, how you feel?
To quote the great poet laureate, Deborah Cox, how did we get here? Like, why did we pick this guy? He's been in the building. It's taken us this long to find this guy, and he's been around the corner, and that's, room 3C breaking down film. I just didn't understand the pick. I mean, I felt like if this was the pick, this should have been picked early on. And maybe because also, I got to bandy that around the fact that they did do this late in the hiring cycle. So, like, their time of looking for a coach isn't equal to, like, the Cleveland Browns or some of these other teams that are looking for coaches. Hold on.
You all right, Ryder?
You all right?
Call 911. Call 911. Hands up. Hands up. Damn. Wow, you're looking at three dudes concerned right here.
Yeah, you all right?
They just tried to take me out, dog. My bad.
That was reminiscent of that my newscaster. That bug flew in his mouth.
Wake up, baby.
What the fuck was that?
I remember that.
I have one of these. Go ahead, KJ.
Oh, good. No, you got it.
No, that's all I was saying. I haven't been a Joe Brady fan. I feel like they've pushed him up the ladder, and I don't see the numbers to make me think, like, going into this cycle, you would think that we would have come away with some kind of, like, protege, but we got, like, Jesse Minter and the Miracles. Like, Jesse Minter is probably the big name of the group, and then the rest of the squad is just like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't catch my eye, and maybe that's just a me thing, and I don't watch Buffalo enough. But it just didn't do anything.
let me ask a question. I mean, mainly directed at the boss, BJ. But Midnight Rider, I want to know if you and Jack feel the same way. Does this feel like Jim Zorn-esque to you guys?
No.
Where it's just like, yeah, you in the building. Let me just go ahead and promote. I mean, come on, just push you up and hey, just see what you can do.
I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't feel that way. Midnight Rider, it seems like you don't as well.
No, I think this is a guy that has been thought about in these circles. So this doesn't have the same equivalent to Zorn because you pulled him aside and said, "Oh, let's be our OC," and then when you realized nobody wanted the head coach job, you told him to go get his burgundy suit. So it's a totally different time and space.
I just want to remind the league and people that's watching here, Josh Allen is going to get a lot of offensive coordinators promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think I don't want to take a dump on Joe. The reason why Joe Brady is a name is because of Josh Allen. The reason why the Buffalo Bills are in the statistical categories they are in is because of Josh Allen, not because of Joe Brady. So I don't think this is Jim Zorn. I think the Bills were in a bad position beating Jacksonville. That put them behind the 8 ball. I think they wanted Kubiak. But of course, he's in the Super Bowl. There's no guarantee. And then if he denies you, you have to go back with your hands out to people that you interviewed that know that you didn't really want them. So, and maybe Brandon Beane knows he's on the clock. Maybe Pagula knows this is it. Maybe they're looking down the line like the Patriots did. They knew once Mike Vrabel became available that they were going to can Gerard Mayo, even if he won 13 games. They were waiting for Vrabel. We said that when that hire happened, we said that on this show. They were waiting for Vrabel. But I don't feel like that. I just feel like this isn't the guy to get them over the hump. But with that being said, the reason why the Buffalo Bills lost this year is because of Josh Allen. It's not because of the Brandon Cook. He had Dawson Knox wide open across the middle. He threw a ball in the dirt to Khalil Shakir on one of the 100,000 Joe Brady wide receiver screens you're going to see next year. That if it was up a little bit, Khalil Shakir walked in the end zone. He lost a fumble at the end of the half. So this is on it's on Josh Allen. So he is not going to be a Joe Brady thing. It's going to be, can Josh Allen make clutch plays when it counts? If he can't do that, it doesn't matter if Bill Belichick comes back.
Okay. You know what I said? I said bring Marv Levy back in the building. Get some of that energy to rub off on you, but I'm different. So
isn't Marv Levy like 100?
If I'm not mistaken, his birthday is coming up. Hold on.
KG on some Weekend at Bernie shit. If he can prop him up and put him on the sideline, that's what he'll do for nostalgic purposes.
Marv Levy's birthday is coming up. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Marv Levy's already 100. He'll be 101.
There we go. Yeah, let's just put that in the sideline and let him leave a bunch of 28-year-old men. That way.
See, you're taking it the wrong way. I didn't say put him on the sideline. I said bring him in the building.
Oh yeah. That way we get one of those little Pilates machines and we can hold his arms up and when he has conversations, he can do this.
Shit.
The correspondent said, how influential was Josh Allen in his decision to hire Brady?
1A.
I thought he was kind of in the background. I thought they consulted him early, but as they came down to make the actual decision, they kind of kept him out of the loop. Now that's just what I heard. I mean, I could be wrong.
I heard they were consulting him on the coaching, and I think he was instrumental in this because now they don't have to change the offense. They can go right into the season and do what they've been doing. He's already comfortable doing it, and if they can add a piece, cool. But we're not changing the offensive court. We're not Jason Campbell and this boy.
Agreed. Coach Powell said they did not improve with the hire of Brady.
No, they're going to. They had. This is the same team, right? Like I just said, this is on Josh Allen.
Yep.
This is on Josh Allen. When you get back to the playoffs next year, and Mahomes is there, and Burrow, and Lamar, and whoever else is Drake May, you got to deal with the Patriots now. They've rebuilt. We've watched Mahomes do it. We watched Burrow go into Arrowhead and beat Mahomes. All right. So we watch Stafford do it. It's time for Josh Allen to make his name. He hasn't made his name. And, fortunately for him, he got another guy that was in the same point in his career, which was Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning wins the chip the next year. So we'll see. He couldn't get past Brady, and this is something he's going to have to overcome. Do they still need pieces? No, this is they absolutely need pieces. This is the same Buffalo Bills team that, as a Bills fan, you're watching the AFC Championship game and you start to see it snow in Denver and you're like, this is what Buffalo would do. James Cook, Allen, that we would have put up more than, it's woulda, shoulda, could have, but you're watching this and discuss, and it's like, this is these two teams, especially Patriots, they act like they never seen the snow before. All of a sudden, y'all playing this shit all year, and it comes down and like, oh, this is Denver snow. We don't know what to do. So it's just frustrating. And watching Unapologetic, I commented, it's the way the Bills lose every year. The last 6 years, it is the way they lose. They miss the field goal. Diggs drops the pass. The 13-second game. You get the Chiefs, the one where the Chiefs came to us in the divisional, and the boy missed the kick. It's so much. It's so hard being a fan of this team, but it is what it is. And I think we spent enough time on it. And I'm going to sit back. I'm gonna hang up, and I'm gonna watch you guys now. That's all. I just wanted to step in and talk about my Bills for a second, and I'm gonna hop out and let y'all do y'all thing.
Hold on, BJ. Thanks for rolling with a brother. Come on. Come on.
Thanks for rolling with a brother.
Thanks for letting the brother roll.
Maddie said Scooter called this when the Bills fired McDermott.
Did he?
He did. And I was totally against the Brady piece, but yeah.
And he also said,
Can I answer this real
yes,
quick?
That's why I wanted to get to it.
Everything I'm hearing is that McDermott lost the locker room after certain players and certain things is coming out now that at that 13-second game was y'all know on this show, I said he should have been fired then. He should have lost his job then. There's a lot of things coming out now that he felt like that wasn't his fault. And he lost a lot of players in that locker room. And it's been one of those things where it's been a cloud hanging over the franchise. So now you get a different voice in there. And like I said, you got to still get some pieces, but we'll see.
All right. We definitely will. Over the course of the next 2 months, we'll see who we'll see what the Bills do, but you got to let Brady shop for his groceries. So,
all right, guys, y'all have a good show.
All right, boss. That was the boss BJ talking about Joe Brady being hired by the Bills, and we're gonna stick with the NFL. And this right here came down as a surprise. Shedeur Sanders is now a Pro Bowler due to injuries. I put the question mark because, don't get me wrong, we're all Shedeur fans here. We love him. We want to see the kids succeed. But Pro Bowler, like it had to be a lot of injuries and people backing out for him to be a Pro Bowler. Let me say this real quick. He was 3-4 as a starter. Completed 56% of his passes, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, over 10 interceptions. 68.1 rating. Took 23 sacks this year and ran for 169 yards. I don't think those are Pro Bowl caliber numbers, but I could be wrong. Toss to the gentleman, Jack. and then the Midnight Rider.
Yeah, you know, this Pro Bowl shit is just what I say. It's crap. The best players don't play. They might as well be playing flag, but that's a whole nother story, okay? Shador getting a Pro Bowl nod, kudos to him. I mean, but still, it don't mean what it used to mean to me to be a Pro Bowler. Shit. I think we had a backup quarterback was a Pro Bowler, and it's the same situation as this. Yeah, kudos to him for having that on his resume, but it's not worth as much as it used to be, in my opinion. Yeah, I just, I've been high on Shador since sophomore year of college, maybe even freshman year of college. I've been high on Shador. I like him. He's been instructed by the best in the business. His daddy didn't have a struggle for money, so he of course gets the best in the business to teach his son. So, all I can say is hats off Shador, but it just don't mean what it used to mean. So go ahead, Midnight Rider.
No, it just came down to a war of attrition. I mean, we just did it a couple minutes ago on Pretenders or not Pretenders or Contenders, but on Unapologetic Sports. Like the number of quarterbacks that are hurt or are selling to go, take care of some injuries. It's like 4 healthy AFC quarterbacks. You got Mahomes hurt, you got Tua hurt, you got Allen probably wanting to do something with his situation. You got Herbert wants to do something with his situation. Like your main guys, the only guys that really are healthy are like, what's his name? Lawrence. I think it's Lawrence, Shador, CJ Stroud, and like one other person. It's only like
I
4
think Lawrence should have been over.
And
You
then
said Lawrence was under him, Midnight Rider, in the voting or whatever selection.
No. I think Lawrence is actually picked to be in it. So I think it's Lawrence, Shador. Once we get through all the things, those will be the two main guys. But the other problem is just it's the Pro Bowl and nobody cares. So I mean, like, you're gonna get this when we had this 2 years ago when Snoop Huntley was the Pro Bowler for the AFC team, and there's no way Snoop Huntley should have been a Pro Bowler. But we end up in a situation where injuries and guys not wanting to show up, and it's a flag football game, and you don't go to Hawaii anymore, and the game has lost its luster. It's lost its prestige. Now it's just some dudes that get together and they do some random stuff and whatever. They might as well have a top driver competition at some point. Who
cookout?
Why not? Dude, get the quarterback in there. I mean, we do the quarterback competition. We do all that stuff. It's just not entertaining anymore. Because the way they decide to play this game. Yeah, I mean, and we do this every year, and we do it every year at this time. We start with the complaint about the Pro Bowl, and then next month we're gonna complain about how uncompetitive the NBA All-Star Game is, and then we'll waste some time in between, and then we'll heap praise on MLB for being the only one that gets it right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's rinse, wash, and redo.
You are absolutely right. I love how you say that because that's we talk about the Pro Bowl every year and bringing back the quarterback challenge and all of that, and you have some variation of it. But now put them golf carts out there and have them throwing in the sunny area of Pebble Beach, California, or you down in Waikiki, Hawaii, or something like that. That's the whole point of an all-star game, a Pro Bowl. You're supposed to be able to go on vacation, but that's not what we're talking about right now, so I digress. But Shador being a Pro Bowler looks good on the resume, but it's one of those things like you just got to be like, It's one of those things where you know he could be a Pro Bowler down the line. It just wasn't this season to be a Pro Bowler, but everybody's hurt. Bo Nix broke his ankle week before last. I don't know. Drake May have been the other quarterback you were talking about, but everybody's hurt. So you got to go with somebody.
Drake May's in the game, so he can't be part of the All-Star game.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. Even though but he's not playing though, right?
He can't play in the Pro Bowl.
But he can't play in the Super Bowl either.
Why can't
Well, no,
Drake
he's not
May
playing
play?
the Super. I mean, they lost.
He's in the Super Bowl.
They lost.
New England Patriots.
The
Patriots.
won.
Bo Nix, Broncos. Drake May.
Danny
Oh, okay. I was
Gardner.
going to say, hold on. Maybe we talking about two different people. I'm sorry.
I got you. I agree with Matt. They should bury the Pro Bowl. If he would have said no, was Geno Smith next?
Yep.
No. Before Geno, you got to get to Tyrod. Tyrod Taylor would have been next, and then he would have got hurt getting on the plane. Then Geno would have got the call. That's how it works.
You're
That's how it
learning.
works.
You're learning from Midnight Rider, KG. You're learning from Midnight Rider.
Now, this just came down a little while ago. Midnight Rider alluded to a snub. Bill Belichick. Let me read off this resume just as a head coach. He's snubbed for being a first ballot Hall of Famer. 6 Super Bowls, number 1. 9 conference championships, number 1. 31 playoff wins, number 1. 302 regular season wins, he's 3rd. 333 total wins, number 2. That's just his head coaching resume right there. Now, if you add in the defensive coordinator resume, 2 Super Bowls, so he's an 8-time Super Bowl champion. His defensive game plan from Super Bowl 25 resides in Canton, Ohio, inside the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But you're telling me he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Toss it over to you guys.
Yeah. Man, they just shaming him over all these gates they made up. Deflate gate and cheat gate and spy gate. That's the only reason they slamming him. And I think it's crap because, you know, they got little, how should you say it, punishment for those, but I don't know. I think it was crap. Look at what happened on the field. And then I heard some more crap that the decline of the New England Patriots, I think he coached a year or two after Brady, I believe, a few years after Brady, right? They're saying that decline after Brady makes Belichick not that good a coach. And that's BS. I mean, shit, you lose your franchise caliber Hall of Fame quarterback, yeah, there's going to be some dip. But yeah, I think they just dogging him out to, you know, contradict the arrogant type of guy he is. And I ain't got a problem with that. But yeah, I think it's crap. He'll be in next year, guaranteed. Blue Magic, guaranteed. Because all the flack they're going to take over this, they're not going to do it again. That's my opinion. I like saying that. That's going to be my thing today. It's going to be my thing. That's my opinion. Midnight Round.
I think the problem is maybe they want him to go in after Kraft because I don't know if Kraft was selected or not. So maybe they want to take themselves away from that theory or the ability for them to affect each other. And then it'd be like a Brady Kraft. I mean, not Brady, but Belichick Kraft thing. Maybe that was some way for them to get away from it. But I personally believe that they have this problem where they decided to be sanctimonious and sanctified when it comes to being first ballot. You can't be active when it happens. I mean, yeah, there's like 3 articles about Spygate and Deflategate, but you guys didn't hold him accountable to that because you were busy saying he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But now that he's going to try to go in the Hall of Fame, all of a sudden you want to get rid of your amnesia and act like, oh, you were never on this path before, when you were the card-carrying members of the Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time, and I mean all time. And now it's like, oh, we can't get him in because we want this is the one time. I hate that sports writers get to make this definition and figure out who Hall of Famers are. But I will never go to the place where KG says we should have ex-players do it. But that's my thought.
Okay. I agree with you guys. It's It's all it is just everything
Crap.
that you're saying about them and Spygate, Deflategate. That's all you're gonna hear. And they said Bill Polian is one of the voters, and that's a big rival of the Patriots and the Bills. So this is crazy. I don't agree with it at all. So I'll put it that way. Speaking of the Patriots 10, Broncos 7. They win the Lamar Hunt Trophy for what, the 12th time? I believe it's 12. Drake May was 10 of 21, 86 yards. Stevenson had 25 carries for 71 yards. Hollins had 2 catches for 51 yards. For the Broncos, Jared Stidham, 17 of 31, 133, a touchdown and a pick. R.J. Harvey had 13 carries for 37 yards. And Mims had 4 catches for 62 yards. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
What an enjoyable game. And you don't hear that from many football fans in a 10-7 game. You'll hear a lot of, that was boring. Bullshit. This was a great game. And it was a greatly coached game. I think Denver got out-coached a bit by Vrabel. I think Peyton made some mistakes. And some of the mistakes were turning away points early in the game. I mean, Jesus, I knew it was going to start snowing eventually. I hope the coach knew that. It was crazy how the snow started in the fourth quarter. And by the end of the game, you would have thought it was snowing the whole game, how much snow was on that field. It was tight. And like I say, I knew there was going to be ground and pound and in the trenches type game regardless because it was cold and windy. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that in my prediction. I just didn't know it was going to be this low a scoring. I did hit the under for you cats that went with the over. Man, oh man, what was you thinking? Great game, dude. It was. Some of the passes, the flea flicker they did late in the game, that blew my mind. Who's going to do a flea flicker trick play with sleet and snow and rain and wind? Vrabel. Vrabel going to do it. So I thought that was tight. They put a lot of the spotlight on the guy I've been talking about for the past 4 weeks, and that is the DMV's own Stephon Diggs. You got to feel good. He's been trying to get here. And I do feel he's a key piece to this team, even though he's not filling up stat sheets like he used to. Stephon Diggs is a big-time playmaker. Still, no matter what anybody else says. Great ball game. That's all I can get into. The snow was fun. Brought back memories of back in the day. I even had some of my boys texting me. Remember we used to do that? Because, I'm pretty sure y'all was probably the same way. First little bit of cover of snow. Let's get the football out, And that's what it was a great game for all aspects for me. And getting to hear some of my boys text me about that was pretty cool too. So, Midnight Rider, I know you love this one. Tell me what you felt.
No, I thought this was it was an okay game. I just think we would have had a difficult game with Bo Nix playing quarterback. I think Stidham really didn't I don't know, he just didn't set it up or didn't give them enough. I think the Patriots were the better team. And Peyton blew it in certain situations. Go ahead, KG.
I agree with you, Midnight Rider. I think this would have been a different game with Bo Nix. So
Agree.
This would have been a totally different game, but the Patriots won. So that's that. Maddie said because everyone knows it was a damn fumble. Because we had another controversial catch.
True. What'd you think about it when Stidham went down there on the first drive and scored a touchdown, though? How'd y'all feel about that in the beginning of the game?
Say that one more time.
So, the backup quarterback, Stidham, is that how you say his name? How did y'all feel? He took the ball down on his first drive and put it in the end zone. A lot of social media was blowing up after that. How'd y'all feel right after that? I'm not talking about how you felt about the game. How'd y'all feel when you said, "Oh shit, first series he goes down and scores"?
I didn't expect anything less because it's Sean Payton. I think Payton's one of those guys that when you give him his first 15, I think he tears up his first 15.
Okay.
Like I'm not shocked by that. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'd be more shocked that he didn't get any points out of that first drive.
Really? Okay, KG.
All right. And we had a controversial catch that was ruled an interception in the Buffalo game. In 2 weeks in a row, we didn't have that.
I need your answer. I did a host question. What's your answer, son?
Oh, well, nah, with that drive, man, I kind of thought he was just going to settle down and they were going to actually, say, hey,
Play some ball.
it's our kind of weather. But they didn't settle down.
Yeah.
I would have ran the ball
too.
a lot more. I would have tried every gadget play to get the ball in my running back's hands because passing wasn't an option. Just me. And Maddie talking about Bill Belichick, he said, is he a Hall of Famer? Of course. Do I find it hysterical he didn't get in? Yes. J-Dub checking in. What's happening, J-Dub? Good evening, everyone. And he said, I thought New England defense played really good and was the main reason they won the game. That was a defensive game. That was a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. That was a 22 Saturday night special. Pew, 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 pew. That's what that was. That was a 22.
Pew, 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 pew.
He does the best one.
J-Dub said you can't do anything with all that bad weather. And
Maddie
Manny said my phone comment was about the AFC Championship game they won against the Raiders without that subtract. Without that subtract the ring from Billy. And Sean Payton lost the game. Can't deny it. And J-Dub said facts. Different game if Knicks would have played. If he could have went. Next up for the Lamar Hunt. I'm sorry, that was for the Lamar Hunt trophy, for the George Halas trophy. You have the Seahawks beating the Rams 31-27. Matthew Stafford was 22 of 35, 374 with 3 touchdowns. Blake Corum had 9 carries for 55 yards. Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 165, and a touchdown. For the Seahawks, Sam Darnold made a case for MVP. 25 of 36, 346, and 3 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker III, K9, 19 carries, 62 yards. And it don't even really feel like he had 62 yards because he was carving them up. Midnight Riders guy, Jackson Smith and Jigba. 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
I like this game even more, and it was wild to come from the game before with all that snow and carry on, and then see these cats out here in the nice warm weather playing some ball. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. I love seeing Blake Corum get his touches because I think Blake Corum is a future spotlight running back in this league. I really do. Kenneth Walker did what he did, but I think the Smith and Jigba came along strong. He had over 100 yards in the first half, if I recall correctly. Shaheed had a really big catch. That 51-yarder was sweet. I wanted the Rams. I did. I thought the Rams were the better team, regardless of Seattle's defense. But that defense showed up when they had to. Last chance for Donald. But I still feel Donald's gonna. He locked up the MVP still with a loss and a big game. But not being able to win it in the last seconds. People are going to put that against him, but so what? He played in the second to last game of the year, man, with big numbers again. So you watch the league MVP get eliminated from the playoffs, and best of luck to the Hawks. Hawks are going back now, I think the third or fourth time to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I think I'm a Hawks fan now. My daughter's a Hawks fan. I was cheering for the Rams all day Sunday because I had, a little bit of Gators on it. And for those of you that don't know what Gators are cheddar. Gators are cash. I had some Gators on the game. But I cashed in like a mug on this game, boy. I hit 4 parlays on one game. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I already been to Sizzler Midnight Rider, so y'all shout. Great game. Midnight Rider was up.
No, I mean 31-27. I feel like the Rams is always in it. Just K9, I forgot who used that term and dropped that term, but K9 did his thing. He has one of the best runs in the playoffs where he jukes the Rams linebacker number 40 out in the hole as the play is starting. It's just one of those things where you make it do what it do. Smith and Jigba has been a star all season. I think this is just one of those games where the team that had, I don't want to say the ball last, but Seattle won it because they had the last opportunity or had the best opportunity. I think we could have played this game 10 times and gotten 10 different results with 10 different scores, and they probably would have gone 5-5 in the midst of it. But you only get one. You know what I'm saying? You only dance with the devil once in the pale moonlight. So when you do that,
I've been waiting for that.
you gotta make sure you be careful where you place your hands because it's a little bit hot. That's all I'm gonna say.
We said Sunday morning that this is gonna be the game. This is gonna be the barn burner. This is gonna be a slobber knocker. This is gonna be the game of the week, and it absolutely was. Jackson Smith and Jigba, if he wasn't on your list for top wide receiver in the NFL, and he was on a lot of people's list, he should be on everybody's list right now. He had some big catches, but Darnold had to make some clutch throws for those big catches. Absolutely. I said it Sunday. I'm starting to. Sam Darnold is getting. He's like Rodney Peete. Sam Darnold's like he's edging Rodney Peete out for my USC quarterbacks.
The only person that has that list that way is you and Holly Robinson, Pete.
Hey man, I got mad love for Rodney Peete. Always will.
But, I know you do, Doug.
But I'm not. I don't like USC quarterback. I don't like anybody from USC. Really, that's my rival. But I'm just saying. But this is a great game. This really was, and I want to see Seattle take this and roll into the Super Bowl with this momentum. Maddie said such a great game. Felt bad for the Rams, but happy for Darnold. Hawks are going to roll New England. J-Dub said, I really enjoyed the Denver Patriots game. Defense. And I have to say, Darnold really surprised me. I thought he played well. Yep.
But damn good.
And he said Jackson Smith and Jigba has been straight balling all year. He deserves one of the offensive awards, in my opinion. He does.
Offensive MVP, possibly.
He does. Gentlemen, we're not going to talk Super Bowl because we're going to save that, but we are going to take a break, come back, and we're going to talk some college basketball. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, normally we don't double up on clips, but we need to take care of some business real quick. Hold on for 1 second. One more 30-second break. Ladies and gentlemen, highlights of our first two, well, actually our main two shows tomorrow night. First and foremost, Nothing But Net, taking you around the association in 30 minutes. And then on the other side of that, at 8 p.m., we got the Gentleman Jack and in the passenger seat, making things happen and making it do what it do. This is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is the Tuesday Night Flight. We debut because we are in NFL playoff season. Let's get to the JC College Football Top 10.
Basketball.
I'm sorry, basketball. I've been calling it football the whole day. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Nah, man. This is my time of the year. I love my hoops. I love my football. It's playoffs, Super Bowl, mid-season for hoops. A little bit past mid-season, actually. A lot of these squads got 20 games in now. Usually play about 30, 32 games a season, somewhere in that vicinity. That's really been going on, man. I'm going to start real quick and try to get through this. Number one spot, as everyone should expect and know, they got a unanimous vote by most polls, and they're going to get a unanimous vote by my poll today. Arizona 20-0. They played BYU last night. It was a close game, but I give BYU not too much depth. I'm not sold on their squad. Arizona defeated BYU last night, 86-83. Great game to watch. I watched it from tip to horn. It was great. They got a freshman guard over there named Braylon Burris. He's pretty nice, man. He had 29 points and 3 steals last night. And then Jaden Bradley had 26. So it's a double duo combo over there in Arizona. And they got three other cats that can score. At one time, all 3 of their starters were averaging double figures. So you got some trouble when you roll down over there to Arizona. Up next is at Arizona State, 2 p.m. Saturday. You can check that out on TNT. Number 2 is a squad I like watching as well. UConn, coached by the great Hurley. He's coached by Coach Hurley, and they got a young ball player over there, junior guard named Solo Ball, 15 points a game. They're playing right now against Providence. You got any kind of update on that score, Midnight Rider, the Providence UConn game?
I don't, but I can find it for you.
Yeah, because I got a couple other games that are currently in play that are big games as well. So y'all give me some updates.
It's 41-37 at the half, UConn.
That's awesome. It's a great game like I thought it would be. It's just Big East ball, you know what I'm saying? But the Friars, I don't think are going to be able to hang with the Huskies in the second half. I'm sure Hurley's going to make some adjustments for the 18-1 UConn squad and take care of that. At number 3, I got the Duke Blue Devils at 18-1. They beat Louisville last night. Wasn't much to talk about, 83-52. Cam Boozer is the big baller at Duke. Everybody knows about, averaging 24 points a game. He's been phenomenal so far this year. Wasn't listed as the number 1 draft pick preseason. I'm going to say it like this. They had that chump from BYU listed as the number 1 pick. I'm sorry. That's not even right. And I saved that, the screenshot, to see where they actually go come draft time. They put a top 10 draft pick list together before the season, and it's falling apart like crumb cake. So, Duke, they got some games coming up in the next 7 days, but the game I'm waiting for is February 7th at UNC. UNC is back, y'all, and I'm going to show them a little love. It hurts to show Carolina love, but they back. Remember that. Number 4. I got Michigan at number 4, 18-1. They got a senior over there named Lindenberg. His first name, I think it's Yaxel, Yaxel, Yaxel Lindenberg. You're going to hear about this boy. He's a 15 points a game, 7 rebound guy. Then you got a sophomore forward, Morez Johnson, 14 points, 7 rebound guy. So either one of those two can go off for 20 and 10 any night. So it's I don't like Michigan either. My boy Nick Catucci's a Michigan fan, and I always say Michigan. That's how I just call Michigan, Michigan. Up next, Michigan is playing right now against Michigan State, I believe. No, Michigan is playing. Who are they playing right now, Minarana?
I know Michigan State has Rutgers right now.
Okay, that's the game. I got a little confused on my Michigans because I have Michigan State at number 5. Michigan State is it's going to be a tough squad as long as Coach Izzo is walking the sidelines, and that's not my opinion. That's truth. That's truth. Coach Tom Izzo, he has this squad at an 18-2 clip right now, and as Midnight Rider said, they're playing Rutgers right now. They got Jeremy Fears back, sophomore guard, 13-9 rebounds. Fears, we said his name countless times on the show last year. And then he's got a little help from Jalen Kohler, 13 points, 10 rebounds from that young man. So Michigan State and Michigan, I plan on them two staying in the top 10 this year. I really do. I think they're strong squads. Coming in on my top 10 at number 6 is going to be, excuse me. Let me go back to Michigan State. I forgot. There's a junior forward on there. His name is Cohen Carr, Carr. Got some more cars in the building. And number 6, Houston at 17-2. They got a freshman guard named Kingston Fleming, 17.6 assists. He can score the rock and pass the rock. I like Kingston, and I like his name as well. Houston 17-2. Up next, they got TCU, a tough little scrappy squad. They're not in the top 25, but TCU's been giving people hell already this short season. I look for Emmanuel Sharp, 16 points a game to help Houston as well. That TCU game will play Wednesday at 9 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 7. Remember how we had a basketball school in the football top 10s? Well, go ahead, Midnight Rider. What you got? I can't see your finger.
No. You good? You good? You got Michigan and Nebraska tonight. Nebraska 68, Michigan 64. And a matchup of, I don't want to say their ranking because your rankings are different. But yeah,
I said top 10 ranked squads.
There you go.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's the big game I was talking about. Michigan, Nebraska. It's Big Ten ball. Big Ten ball is for real this year, y'all. I wouldn't be surprised to see Big Ten, the strongest team, come 20 time. ACC's making a little comeback, but Big Ten, Pac-12 is probably above ACC nowadays. But I like this Nebraska squad, man. They got a junior forward, Price Sanford, 17 points a game. He's pretty solid. I like it. His name Price is spelled Pryce, Price Sanford. So let's keep an eye to see if this football team can stay in the basketball top 10, kind of like Indiana in the football top 10 for a basketball team. So let's see how that Michigan game goes tonight for Nebraska. A loss to Michigan could drop Nebraska out of the top 10. So number 8. This team's taken some lickings recently, but I like this team regardless of the 2 losses they had back to back. I think a lot of people might have dropped them out of their top 10, and that's Iowa State. Iowa State junior forward Milan Mananovic, 19 points a game. The boy scores in bunches, man. So up next Thursday they play Colorado at home, and they got a forward for Iowa State, also senior forward Joshua Johnson. He's a stat sheet stuffer, Midnight Rider, and both of y'all are familiar with stat sheet stuffers in the list I make. This gentleman, I gotta look down because he averages. Shit, I need glasses. He averages 17 points. I wrote this too. He averages 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and shoots 50% from the field. That's the stat sheet stuffer right there. So you got to keep an eye out for Iowa State, Joshua Jefferson. Senior forward, the boy balls out, leaves it all on the floor. So at number 9, Illinois with a 17-3 record. They had a big upset recently. Who they upset? Jesus. Iowa State, I believe it was. Illinois, they got a young freshman named Keaton Wagler. He put up 40 something. Wagler.
Say that again.
46 points.
Okay.
His name is Wagler, Wagler. Put up 46 points in an upset of Purdue the other night. He was 13 for 17 from field goals, 9 for 11 from three-point range, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. He had 29 of 39 first half points for Illinois and scored the first 14 points of the game. I'm sorry. I ain't never heard of a freshman dominating a game like that before in my life. Larry Bird, Magic, none of them. How about you, Midnight Rider? You ever heard anybody put up a dominant freshman performance like that before?
I can't think of it offhand, but I mean, you know, we in different times now too, because the freshmen get to score. There was a time and place where freshmen didn't get to play that first year.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's so true. But you know, today's game is all about the freshmen, the one and dones. And I think Wagler's a one and done. He's going to be a cat that was not even on that list that I mentioned earlier of possible number one draft picks, top 10. I can't wait to break that list out on the show and show you what was predicted and what we think at the end of the year is really going to happen. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. That was a great game by the young man. And Illinois, you know, they're hanging in there 17-3. Their next game is Thursday versus Washington at home. So I look for Illinois to take that game. And at number 10, I got a squad. This is the hat I was looking for, KG. At the beginning of the show, I was looking for a hat. And I wanted to find my Gonzaga hat because I just ain't giving them no respect right now yet. And I didn't last year. They need to get in a conference. It's kind of like my Notre Dame beef for football. I got that beef for the Gonzaga squad. Get out of that weak-ass conference you in so you come into every tournament, 30-2. 30-2. You lose to St. Mary's, and then you lose the one non-conference game. Man, schedule a better schedule or get in a real conference, Gonzaga. They're 21-1 right now, and I got them at number 10. So that's just showing respect I'm giving them. They got a senior ball player named Graham Ike. He's money, man. 18 points, 8 rebounds. They got a junior named Braden Huff. He's money. He's getting 18.6 rebounds. Next game for St. Mary's is Saturday, 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. So those of you that want to see what I feel about the Gonzaga team, St. Mary's is usually the second or third place team in their league. So I'm hoping it's going to be a game. That's my top 10 right there. If you fellas got any questions about it, please hold them for 1 second because I want to bring up something about court. And I'm not dressed for court right now, okay? But this is a court ruling that's going on in the NCAA basketball right now. And it's about this Alabama guy. I can't pronounce his first name. It's got too many consonants, but his name is Bediako. That's his last name. And the hearings were delayed because the NCAA wanted to change judges because the judge that was hearing on the game is an Alabama booster. So you can't have an Alabama booster judging a ruling. That would not be fair. His wife's a booster too, so that's double trouble. So they're getting a new judge. And what's up is this gentleman, Bediako, he entered the NBA draft. And usually if you enter the NBA draft, your college is done. Well, they started trying to let them do the NBA draft. They don't get drafted, let them come back. Well, this cat entered the NBA draft, did not get drafted, but got several two-way contracts in the NBA. So he played for multiple teams, but on short contracts, okay? How does that make it any freaking difference than just being a full-time NBA player? You made the league to some point. So in my opinion, I don't think this cat or any other cat like him should be eligible to play in college ball. So let's hope the judge makes the right ruling. I don't know what y'all think. Do y'all want to chime in on either the top 10 or this ruling right here, guys?
On this ruling, I think this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. But I mean, when you pay nickels and dimes for your judges, for your lawyer fees, this is what you're gonna get. Like I feel like the only thing missing is this dude like moonwalking and singing some song as he does his opening argument. Like the incompetency of the judges, I mean the attorneys for the NCAA, give them absolutely no chance. So that's the part I feel on that. On your top 10, can you give me the run back of just 1 through 10 real quick, just the teams? Because I didn't.
Hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this. You ready? Arizona Wildcats, number 1, unanimous. UConn, number 2, Duke, number 3, Michigan, number 4, Michigan State, number 5, Houston, number 6, Nebraska, number 7. It's tough having a 20-0 team at number 7, but they have played nobody. So that's the only reason I got Nebraska so low. I think I saw them at 4 or 5 on some list. Number 8, Iowa State. Number 9, Illinois. Number 10, the Zags.
Yeah, I was checking because I was trying to figure out where you had Nebraska. I've seen Nebraska.
Where are they at?
I've seen Nebraska compared to Indiana in terms of being the basketball team in the college football world. But the other part is the part you say where you got to figure out who they played and how they got here. They got KG making their schedule so they can play State Leos twice a year before they even get out of their first part of their season. So that's the way it seems. But I can't wait because they start getting into the heart of their schedule in the next couple of weeks. So that's a good thing.
They do, Midnight Rider. I think they got four of their next 5 games are against top 20 teams. So yeah, they're gonna get to the meat and potatoes, and we'll see what Nebraska's about. I mean, I've watched them twice. I like what I see, but I look at who they're playing, and I'm like, So yeah. I don't think they haven't played nobody ranked yet. Maybe St. Mary's when they were 24 or something like that, but they haven't really played much. So, do you have anything on some of the news I broke, the freshmen at Illinois, or the court rulings, guys? Because I have one more thing to cover in college, and I'll be broke.
No, well, I want to say this about Gonzaga. Like you coming at Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference. Hey, look here, man. You know how prestigious the West Coast Conference is? It's not a slouch conference in basketball. It's not a slouch conference at all. But I get what you're saying. They really don't play anybody out there because you're playing Santa Clara, St. Mary's, Pacific, San Francisco. Now Oregon State's out there, Loyola Marymount. You're not really playing anybody. But they've been out there so long, and the mid-major is dead. You got to go what you can go with. They're not going to sacrifice and leave the West Coast Conference to go anywhere else because there's nowhere else for them to go.
Then make your non-conference games a little stronger. The non-conference games are against fucking JUCO.
Yes, so I'm going to play Little Sisters of the Poor.
No. Duke don't do that. Michigan State don't do that.
No, because Duke they have their early season tournaments. So they're playing. They don't have to do that. Some of us have to get 15 wins easy. We can't just go and run through the ACC.
Well, that's why they lose out in the tournament rather quickly, in my opinion. You ain't seen them in the Final Four in ages. But they come into the goddamn conference. They come into the dance 30-2, though. Talk to me.
You got a point.
Thank you. All right. My last news of NCAA ball goes out to a coach that I pretty much I like the guy, admire the guy. I think he is a top-tier coach. And that's 73-year-old Rick Pitino. Pitino hit his 900th win, or I should say 900th on-court win last night. And the reason I say on-court win is because the NCAA only recognizes Pitino with 777 wins because of the 123 wins they took away for some infractions at Louisville. So, by right, through the NCAA, he's got 777 wins, but this is his 900th career on-court win. His record is 900 and 316. And it all began, guys, for Rick Pitino as an intern coach with Hawaii in 1976. I didn't even know that. And I do. I like the coach. I followed him from all 5-6 teams he's been with. He's been successful with them 5 or 6 teams. Even when he was at little ass Iona, he was successful. So here are some numbers on Coach Pitino that some people might not know. NCAA recognized Pitino with 777 wins. I told you about that. He's the only coach with a ship with 2 schools. He won a national championship with Kentucky and Louisville. He's the first coach to take 3 schools to the Final Four. He did that with Kentucky, Louisville, and Providence.
Right.
He's the only coach to direct 6 schools to the big dance, and that is Kentucky, Louisville, Providence, Boston, and Iona. 10-year coaching career. He's been 38 seasons at NCAA, but he also had a 10-year pro coaching career. Okay, he coached the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics, and he also coached in Greece. A lot of people don't know that. He was in Greece with Panathinaikos is the name of the squad over there. If he didn't leave college to go coach pros, he could have 200 plus more wins. And then he could be mentioned with the legends like Coach K, Gino, and Vanderveer. Those are the top 3 coaches ever to coach college basketball, in my opinion. So you got to put Pitino up with them names. And the NCAA taking 123 wins away, that's crap to me. He's a 900-win coach, and if he didn't go pro for 10 years, how many wins would he have right now, guys? Midnight Rider, you like that?
Well, I mean, he wouldn't have as many wins because they would have probably taken those too, because the NCAA likes to take wins from people. I mean, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, you want to tell me that Bobby Bowden didn't win whatever because you took 120 wins away from him? It's the stupidest thing that I've ever seen them do. But I mean, let you do what you do, because again, you pay pennies on the dime for attorneys, and you lose every case you have. I mean, good God, I never forget there was that Miami situation with the dude that was paying players or supposedly paying players, and that lasted for like 10 years, it seemed like. And I don't even know if we still got a resolution on that. So, yeah, it's just like the NCAA and the sports writers can have their shit, because it's amazing how much they cater themselves to the moment, and they're not even true to what they say they are, and we gotta figure it out. We gotta play Blues Clues. We gotta figure out that they just a bill on Capitol Hill, all that good stuff. And that's just the problem I have with college basketball, NFL football, and all that stuff. It's just you're just out here making rules up as you go along, and then what you don't stand on your business. So let's go.
Well, conjunction junction, what's your function? We got a couple of comments here. J-Dub said the Providence UConn game is on TNT if anybody want to watch. Maddie said, asking for a friend, how many more games does the 20-0 Miami of Ohio have to win to make your top 10?
All right, I was going to bring that up. It's Miami of Ohio and where's my book? Miami of Ohio and St. Louis are both in the top 25 right now, okay? So I don't expect to see them there much longer with strong teams coming up. You got Clemson, Florida, and Arkansas down there in that chunk, and I think they're going to be coming up. Other teams I really like, and like I say, I hate to say it, but Carolina with Caleb Williams over there. I'm sorry, Caleb Wilson. That boy Caleb Wilson is money. I wish he was a Duke player. And then over at Rutgers, you got Dylan Harper over there. We got some hot freshmen coming up this year. Trey Johnson in Texas, Boogie Fland in Arkansas. You got a lot of hot freshmen coming up, and it's going to be a fun season.
Harper's out already. Harper's in San Antonio right now.
Oh, damn. My list is incorrect here. I pulled a list off ESPN. My bad. I thought he was out. Because Ace Bailey's out. He's on this list.
Yeah.
There's a fucked up. There's a two F-bombs. This is a messed up list. But, my list of teams ain't messed up. That's the truth right there. And as I said, Purdue strong. BYU ain't getting no respect from me yet from that. Even that game last night, which was good against Arizona, I think Arizona messed up and stepped on their own feet a little bit in that game last night. Arizona should have beat them by 10. But, and like I said, Carolina's coming up. Vanderbilt, I think they're going to be top 15. UVA, top 15. St. Louis and Miami of Ohio, I got 3 question marks next to both of those, Maddie. We will see.
And Maddie also said, "Don't some of the international players play in the European pro leagues and come to and play college basketball in Europe? I know you can turn pro. You used to turn pro at 14, but some kids turn pro at 12 over there. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been playing against grown men from 12 to 19 for 7 years. But only problem is sometimes the European game doesn't translate in America, and sometimes it actually does. And you get dominant players. I had to eat crow about Wemby. Let me just say that.
That's a good topic to bring up, Maddie, because I wanted to talk about it, but I was looking at my numbers here, and it just didn't add up in minutes because I think I could go a while into talking about European players playing pro at young ages, as KG mentioned. The NCAA is full of European players now. You look at these rosters. There's probably 2 European players on each roster now, when back when it used to be 1 on a few rosters. The European players are dipping to get into this college to get tape and to get seen on American TV. You know what I'm saying? They got to get their draft status up is what I think the reason for that is. But there's a mess of Europeans in NCAA ball today.
All right. Well, we come to that point in the show where we like to call it wrap that shit up, B. 30 seconds. Final thoughts. Let's go.
Amar, you want me to go first? Okay, you up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought he was froze.
Giannis situation, that becomes interesting. We'll talk about that more tomorrow night. The other thing that I just worry about is, like, I think this coaching search might be one of the flattest I've seen, where we don't have a superstar. I think we have guys that are just holding places and seat holders, but I don't know if we got superstars out of this coaching search. But we got 4 more spots that need to be held up or figured out. Mm-hmm. So we'll see and take it from there.
Yeah, definitely. The word on the streets as of Sunday was these spots are going to be full by Wednesday is what the word on the streets is. We will see, Midnight Rider. That is something definitely to pay attention to. I just wanted to bring up in the passenger seat tomorrow, we're going to have legendary State of Maryland high school football coach, and he's been known, well, I'm not going to say been known, the Washington Post newspaper called him the NFL pipeline at one time. He's got a good 14 people maybe in or were in the NFL. That's the most of any coach I've had on my show. Coach Hutchins has coached at prestigious Eleanor Roosevelt in PG County, and he has also coached at prestigious Archbishop Curl in D.C. Championships at both, NFL ball players out of both. He had to take some time off, just kind of like I did at the end of my coaching stint. I took time off to get healthy and to get, my knee right, and he's doing something like that, but he plans on getting them feet on the sidelines again soon. And I tell you, the state of Maryland high school football world needs coach like Coach Houchins on the sidelines, man. What he does for these kids through his camps and all the stuff he does is tremendous. I expect a great interview tomorrow. In the passenger seat, 8 p.m. I will be with the correspondent tomorrow. Midnight Rider may chime in since it's a Carroll guy, and Midnight Rider is Archbishop Carroll alum. So I'm looking forward to a great show tomorrow night, fellas. Let's wrap this shit up.
Well, I'm gonna take my 30 seconds and I'm gonna put it out there. Since nobody else wants the job, I know Midnight Rider, he has to talk about he has to talk to the coach first. But Miami or Arizona, brother? Not Miami, Cleveland or Arizona, which one? Because I need an OC. You gotta come with me. We sit down, we talk about it, we discuss it, we go interview for this job and get it, man.
Cleveland, I'd say.
That's the one I had higher. So
okay, if it's gonna be Cleveland, Maddie, if you available, can you be the DC? There it is. We put our coaches staff together. Coach Devon, Coach Marcus, y'all get yourselves on out of there too. We got jobs for everybody. And Maddie said 6 more nights till drive time and prime time. The Olympic show will be great. And anybody want to be a guest at the start for Pronounce That Olympic Hockey Player? That is next Monday. That's Monday coming at 8 p.m. in prime time, drive time and prime time. Don't forget about that. I almost forgot, Maddie. I almost forgot. But I got it. So for the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, the boss BJ joined us earlier. Everybody in the comments, thank you. We are the Sideline Junkies, and I can say it because we under time. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.